How's it going, everybody? Firstly, do you hear that sound? The sound means like, subscribe, and leave a comment. Thank you very much. I'm going to be reviewing AEW Dynamite and Rampage week commencing at 28th of November. So, Rampage, which is week before, because we get it the week before in England, we don't get it this week. Starts with FTR versus Top Flight. If you haven't seen the match, go and watch it. Brilliant match. But in the end, Top Flight won. Then the Jericho Appreciation Society comes down. Chris Jericho says he's the best ROH World Champion there's ever been. He's beaten this guy. He's beaten that guy. He's beaten everybody. Then Claudio comes out. Claudio Castelli comes out. Yeah, Claudio comes out. And then basically says he wants to have a chop. He wants a piece of Jericho. But Jericho gives an ultimatum saying, if you lose, you have to join the Jericho Appreciation Society. Claudio takes it, and they're gonna have a match at final match or final fight or final show coming up, one of the two, one of the finals anyway. Then we had Darby Allin versus Anthony Henry in a good match. Come on now, Darby won. Then we had Shida versus Queen Aminata. I think I pronounced it right. That was basically a squash match, and Shida won. And in the main event, we had Butch, Blade, and Roosh versus the Dark Order. In the match, it starts up with two Dark Order members. Number 10 took his time coming up, but number 10 turns up a bit later to help. But he then turns on the Dark Order, and Roosh gets the win. So I'm not sure what's happening with Dark Order. It sounds like it's imploding, and we'll see what happens. But yeah, 10 even takes his mask off, and he is some guy. So he's a normal guy. Then we go to AEW Dynamite. Moxley comes out and basically says, regardless if he's got AEW World Championship, he's the best. He's the best wrestler. No one's on his level. No one bleeds like him. No one fights like him. No one sweats like him. He is the man. And there's no one in the back, in the front, or at the right, or at the left who can face him, who can match him. Then the music hits. Then Hangman Adam Page comes out, gets into his face, and then Moxley goes, "Are you sure you want to do this? Because remember what happened last time? Because he caught a concussion." Then they started brawling all over the place. So let's see what happens there. Then we had Dax versus Bryan Danielson. Yes, Bryan Danielson, the best in the world. Still hasn't been AEW champion, but he's one of the best in the world. Great match. Go and watch. You haven't seen it. Bryan Danielson wins. Then we had Mox and Hangman still brawling backstage, which was quite funny. So we'll see what happens there. Then we had a sit down between the Jericho Appreciation Society and the BCC, basically talking, and then everyone got angry, and then Claudio goes, he doesn't care, he's sick of all this interviewing, he just wants to fight Jericho, and that was it really. Then we had AR Fox versus Samoa Joe in a hard-hitting fight. AR Fox did pretty well, but Samoa Joe won because he is dominant. But then you see Wardlow saying to Joe he wants his title back, and it's Wardlow's world, so we'll see. We'll see whose world it is. Then it's time. William Regal introduces the new AEW champion, MJF. MJF comes out, he's chewing gum. On the way down, he throws it into the crowd. And he tells about what happened. So basically saying Regal sent MJF a email saying if he wants to be AEW champion, don't use the diamond ring, use the brass ring. And that's what he did. He used the brass ring and he became champion. He also revealed a new AEW World Championship, which is a Burberry title. Looks okay. This looks brown, but okay. And at the end of his segment, he knocks out William Regal. This dude is a super villain. That's that, mate. Then we had Starks versus Daivari in a squash match. Starks wins. Then we had Willow versus Anna Jay in a decent match, but Willow won. And then Soho comes out because they tried to attack Willow. And then Soho attacks Mello, basically Time Mello. Then we had Jade Cargill celebrating her undefeated streak with balloons and confetti, basically saying there's no one like her. Anyone who stands next to her knows who the star is, which is her. She makes stars, she makes careers, she ends careers. She tells the two girls next to her, fall in line because you're with the one. And then little Bow Wow comes on and says he's gonna see her soon. Oh. Okay, but she's been calling that little Bow Wow saying he's a nobody and he's broke, so we'll see. Then in the main event, we had the Elite versus Death Triangle in a really good match. seven matches they're having, and I believe Death Triangle won 2, and really good match. But there wasn't I think there's a massive brawl in the beginning, and then the bell rang later on, and then Matt got the pin. So your winners were the Elite, so they're now up 1. So yeah, so it was a good night of AEW. So like, subscribe, and leave a comment if you could be so kind. Take care.